Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to deconstruct a short animated film named Sonder by Natalie posted on the channel CG Meetup. So first we are introduced with a guy who is sleeping below a huge tree in the dark forest. This scene introduces an existing tension by the character features and setting. Finn, the guy, is then startled from a deep sleep as he experiences a bad dream and looks out for his flower. Then the camera pulls out slowly to unveil the setting and give a context to the character who is alone and abandoned in a deep forest like he is lost among it. So the first scene encapsulates the key theme of this film, which is about waking up from a bad dream or thoughts to overcome the fear lurking inside each of us just to move on with life. The importance of the scene to the story are that the sharpening of blade suggests that he is preparing or getting ready for something, while the state of dream directs us to the subconscious or the inner working of mind. The darkness shows the danger around him, and the face looking tired with beard is referring to the problematic or struggling face like we see every guy in the movies. Simple words, sad hero means get yourself a beard, dude. Except this guy. Meaning of the title Sonder is that the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. The Sonder also means to probe, to test the depth of something or ask question to find something out. I will discuss about the title at the end of the video. One of the symbolism used in this film is the flower, which stands as a metaphor of their relationship. It is fragile, weak and malnourished in its appearance. The three petals referring to the trinity of love, hope and faith that along the time withers away one by one. Second, Finn is trying to catch a fish, which is a symbolic reference to his job, and difficulty finding a big fish suggests the career problem that he is facing. But while focusing in his career, he almost loses his beloved flower, which is seen as a major source of his fear. So in order to keep it close, he makes a cover holder. However, this cover holder could be seen as a symbol of protective measures he is taking emotionally. We see Finn taking care of this relationship by building a wall around it rather than nourishing it more internally. The filmmaker artistically presents both the symbolic representation of internal mind and reality in alternative scenes, following which we see a colorful, happy images in a bright light, young and happy faces without serious responsibilities in the scene. Finn receives a letter of approval with an image clipped that looks like a tall phallus-like structure delineating the fact that the job involves a masculine dominance, a powerful pressure over him. Unfortunately and ironically, he is an architect building his career in one side and his relationship is getting vandalized on the other. We see incongruity between his environment and mind. He is in the city while his mind is dwelling in the forest. The character's eyes also plays an important role since it imbibes the pain, love, despair, fear, having the character of its own. We see Natalie also struggling in her own ways, but her side of the story is limited to the external predicament in the real world than the internal one. A lack of attention and ignorance are visible in her actions, but when we probe into the imaginative world of Finn, the director has used visual metaphor like setting on a journey and a cold harsh mountain to deliver the image of internal feelings and forces beyond the control of Finn. As soon as he tightens his flower holding belt, he falls off and the flower pot is destroyed. Just like the tightening of those belts, he chose to hold his emotions then communicating with Natalie. He resolved to be silent and endure as long as he could. So just like the pot, their concrete bond too faces the severe blow. Consequently, with the end of their relationship, Finn becomes even more frustrated. We see the signs of frustration from the beginning of his job, pointing out that aggression he displayed with Natalie was a displaced one, with its origin from his job shifting to their failing relationship. Finn displays two types of frustration, internal in reality and external in dream world. Subsequently, his attitude results in his fall into a pit, symbolizing his psychological shift from anger to depression, a darker side of our mind. To make it more effective, the artist has adopted the color motif that has a major role to play. Like the light and bright colors are used to show happy and cheerful memories, while dark colors are for something fearful and negative objects, like this dark forest where Finn is holding his bright memories of his relationship, even in such a deathly despair. Now the flower is a symbol of his past which he is trying to hold on to. Similarly, the dark forest symbolizes the depth of his mind where he is dwelling. It might also suggest the lack of reason that he is experiencing on the subject of his relationship. We can find elements of mystery, suspense, terror used to engage the viewers in his journey inside his mind. In fact, mise-en-scène used in this filmmaking are similar to horror movies, the sound and the images like in this scene. Scene makes Finn look more vulnerable and under threat. So this has a large effect over the audience because of its potential to evoke empathy with Finn and his suffering. Like in this image, Finn is trying to hang on to his relationship even if it takes his life. Strangled by rope-like horrible stems shows his obsessive thinking leading to a suicidal tendency and also self-deprecation. He is reflecting himself as weak and vulnerable under the circumstances. The wire-like stems portrays his mental health sinking slowly into depressive emotional state. He is able to overcome his fear only after Natalie comes to meet him and imbues him with confidence and strength to fight against this trauma. She tells him to let go of the past and look forward towards the future. He comes out of the room in the space filled with lights and the background is somewhat visible, yet a dirty one showing his condition. He finally releases the remainings of his flower in the air and takes one step forward in the light, suggesting that he is finally ready to move forward. After which he sheds a tear that makes us understand that Finn has finally pulled down the defensive guard and accepted the truth of his life. He is finally relieved, which could be seen in his eyes. Moving back to the title, like the meaning of Sonder, I'm sure each of us have experienced this exact feeling of heartbreak or a phase after breakup. Here we as an audience are made to probe into Finn's mind with a graphic representation to experience the exact feeling we all have felt at some point of our life. With this, I'm ending my video. I hope you all enjoy.